Hi guys, Gino from Gino's Model Trains. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do just a little quick video on some of the products that I use to do my weathering. I had a lot of questions on that lately, but I don't get into the big name brand stuff. I try to watch the budget a little bit. I'm a budget guy, which I don't have a big one. That's the problem. But there's a lot of simple things that you can use to end up with, just as good a quality weathering as you would use for the big name brand products. Basically, what I use the most is an alcohol-based wash. Get you a big bottle of alcohol at your dollar store for $1, and some acrylic paint that you get at Waterworld. There are 6 basic colors that I use constantly, and they stay on my work table the whole time. And they last forever. It doesn't take much to weather, especially when you mix it with the alcohol. But I use black, goose feather, I thought goose were white, or geese. Is it goose or geese? Geese were white. But it's a cream color. This color works real good for concrete. And that's what I use it for. I use that a lot. Nutmeg brown. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? I use a lot of this when I'm weathering trucks on my rolling stock, and a fade wash for. We have a lot of red clay here in Alabama, and you can once you mix this with the alcohol wash and you put it on and it dries, it's got a kind of a red tint for it. Looks just like Alabama red mud. White. Khaki. Also good for concrete. It's a little bit darker than the geese feather white. For like newer concrete, works really well. Burnt umber. Dark old rust. Best thing to use. These are my mainstay weathering colors, what I use all the time. These are less than 60 cents a piece. I think these are 95 cents. $6, $7 will last you. I've had this bottle going on 3 years now, and I'm down to here. So it goes a real long way. Next big thing, artist chalks. Get these at Waterworld. This set here I think is $9. Now you can order a set online from Amazon with just the earth tone colors, which is your browns and your blacks and your grays. I seen some on there last night for under $5. But I get the whole set, because a lot of these other colors, like if you have colored structures, like maybe a greenhouse or whatever, you can use this to kind of fade out your paint, and it works really well. So I use a lot of these other than just the earth tones. And go to the Dollar Tree and get you one of these here little cheese graters for $1. Best thing in the world to make your own weathering powders. It's cheap and it works just as good as the big stuff. You ain't got to spend a lot of money. And these chalks go a long way as well. These little containers here come 12 to a pack at the Dollar Tree, and they're $1. And these things here are the best thing since grits. I love them. I use them. I keep a black wash, which is alcohol and black acrylic paint, and a gray wash, which is black and white acrylic paint mixed with alcohol together. I keep these on my desk. These are the 2 colors that I use the most. I said it goes forever. These are very handy to have. But as far as your chalks and your cheese grater, all you gotta do is take these little weathering chalks. This is black. Don't break it and drop it on the floor like I did. Just grate them up. This here top pops off. Just like that. Tap it. Get one of these here little containers. Now generally I'll grind up a bunch of them at a time, and there you go, you've got your weathering powders. Simple, simple, simple. These are little needle syringe bottles, glue bottles, whatever you want to call them. You can get them off, I get these off eBay. I order them, I think they come 8 a pack. Full strength acrylic paint, black, full strength gray. These are good for doing your little roof lines on your tar paper roofs. If you've got anything you need, or just a small line of paint, get them, because it works. Best thing. That's Modeler Man Mike's little deal right there. Glad I learned that. Those come in real handy because you can put the paint exactly where you need it, and it doesn't run much, and it gives you a real good look. Spackling putty, dollar store, $1. You can use this for your mortar lines on buildings. All you gotta do is just rub it on there. Then use my fingertip and just slide it across. Take your cloth, wipe off the excess, and when it dries, they're there, and they really pop when you use this stuff. Now I use a whitewash, the alcohol and the acrylic paint too on some stuff, but when I've got real defined brick mortar lines, use your spackling compound. And keep you a plastic cup. And this is what I mix all my little washes in. And on the streets and roads videos that I did, when your alcohol evaporates, it leaves the crusted paint in the bottom of the glass. Don't wash it out, because next time all you got to do is just pour a little alcohol in there, and you're ready to go again. And you can tint these washes by adding different colors of paint. Very, very effective way to bring out weathering on your structures. I preach that. I know I say that a lot, but I use this more than anything. Alcohol and acrylic paint. It's cheap. So if you're model railroading on a budget, like I am, that's the best way to go. And I'll show you just real quick. BNF 6951. These are some parts that he sent me. I appreciate it, Benny. That he didn't use out of a kit, and they will be going on the Central City Beltline layout shortly. But all you got to do is, when you're doing this, is just take your acrylic wash and wash it and just brush it on. And when this stuff dries, now it'll dry lighter than the color you're putting it on. Simple, simple, simple. But there, that's all, just about everything that I use. Oh yeah, and you gotta have a cup of coffee. Always keep a cup of coffee on your workbench. That's the #1 rule. Gotta have coffee. Gino ain't happy if you ain't got coffee. But guys, everybody makes a big deal out of weathering. It's not hard to do. It's one of the simplest things you can do that can really make your layout stand out. And the thing about these acrylic paints, they're very forgiving. You can get you a rag and put some alcohol on your rag, and the paint will wash off, and you can start over. But don't get into a panic about I'm gonna mess something up. It's hard to mess something up when you're weathering. Don't overthink it. Look around your town, look around the area that you're modeling, look at your buildings, look at your roads, see how the Mother Nature has affected the buildings. You want to weather from the top to the bottom, because that's how the water falls, that's how everything washes down. So start at your top, weather down, and everything will turn out fine, I promise you. I used to be scared to death myself until I started doing it. And I'll weather something in a heartbeat now. I don't have a problem weathering a $300-400 locomotive like Greg said on the show the other night. I used to be scared to death. I'll do it now in a minute. It's just a good way to really make your model stand out. And that's basically all that I use. It's not rocket science. It's just simple. All you got to do is just get up the courage to do it, and once you do it a couple times, you'll be a pro. I promise you. And I'm about as simple as it gets when it comes to this stuff. But there's a lot of folks out there on YouTube that do it and have good tips. Watch the videos. Watch mine, watch everybody else's, because I learn from other people just like everybody else does. And like I said, there's no right way or no wrong way to do this stuff. The idea is just to make it look our own version of real. So don't be afraid to weather. Anything I can do to help anybody, all you gotta do is just drop me a line, drop me a note. You can reach me I'm on Google Plus. It's Gino's Model Trains. I got a Facebook page, Gino's Model Trains. I also have a Facebook page for my layout, Central City Beltline layout. There's links on my YouTube channel for those, as well as my personal Facebook page, which is Gino Sharp. Any questions, shoot me a note, I'll respond to you. And I'm going to try to start getting in some of these hangouts too. Evening time is just hard for me because I've got youngins. But I'm free most of the days. If you're on hangouts and need to ask something, or just want to talk about weathering or layouts or anything, shoot me a notice. If I'm free, I'll come right on in. But I appreciate everybody. Appreciate all my subscribers. Please like and subscribe, and there'll be the next video coming up will be on billboards. I've had a lot of questions about my billboards, and I've got a new one coming up that I'm working on right now. This is one of the more modern looking billboards, double-sided, so I'll have 2 more victims that I need to find to put on these billboards. Wonder who it'll be. Kevin Smith, maybe. Mike Jensen. You never know. There's a wealth of knowledge on the internet. But I appreciate it, guys. Y'all holler at me. Be good. Thanks. Bye.